Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, as always, Paisano. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome aboard. We talk about rock and roll here. If you've been watching for a little while and seen any of my videos and not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. You'd make me very happy. Alright. That aside, let's talk about Metallica and their third studio album, Master of Puppets. Recorded in late 1985, released March 3rd, 1986. I saw these guys on supporting Ozzy, opening up for Ozzy Osbourne. I believe it was April 22nd. 1986 at the Worcester Centrum, I believe. They were on this tour, the Master of Puppets tour, and I was the only one out of my friends. I think I went with 4 or 5 other guys, and I was the only one that had seen them before. No one else knew who they were. I had seen them on MTV in 1985 on the Day in the Green, which was a yearly concert they had in Oakland, and I recognized them from a clip I saw on MTV, and I was like, I know those guys, and they were heavy. These guys were heavy, no doubt. This was the last album with bassist Cliff Burton. He was to die on the tour for this album. After they got done with the United States and North America, they went to Europe, and they were performing in Sweden. And on an overnight trip on a bus, the bus tipped over, and I think the bus landed on Cliff, if I'm not mistaken. But he was killed almost instantly, thrown out of the window of the bus. It was a true loss. He was a great bass player, and they took some time and they replaced him with Jason Newsted from Flotsam and Jetsam, and they recorded their next album, Injustice for All, which I reviewed earlier in my channel. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. Jason Newsted made his full album debut on Injustice for All, but he appeared on the Garage Days Revisited EP, which will be reviewed down the road. I do have that on vinyl, so at some point you'll be hearing about that one. But let's talk about this. This was a step towards superstardom. I would say they fully achieved their worldwide success after the Black Album in 1990 and subsequent tours in 90 and 91. I'd say this was a step up. They were on the rise, that's for sure. They weren't the worldwide megastars that they became, and it was a huge step up from Ride the Lightning, although Ride the Lightning was a tremendous album. I also have that on vinyl. That will be reviewed down the road. And yeah, it was just a huge step up for them. That they were progressing all the time at this stage. Still a hungry band. And it was produced by Metallica and Flemming Rasmussen, who reviewed a lot of the early Metallica albums. It's a long single album, coming in just under 55 minutes. You get a lot of Metallica for your money on this one. They no short on songs. All these songs were pretty long. Shortest song on here is 5 minutes and 8 seconds. The longest is 8 minutes and 38 seconds. And there's 3 songs over 8 minutes, actually. Yeah, they really stretched out. And this album, like I said, was a huge stepping stone for them towards what they became. There's a interesting cover of some crosses, like a military cemetery with the strings. There is a song on here called Disposable Heroes, where it describes soldiers being, just as, like the title says, disposable, viewed by the ones that are in charge of these wars, as pawns, really, to just shed blood and die, And this is their take on the result of that, with the military white crosses and the strings coming from the Metallica logo as a sign of control. Let's go over the track listing. Side 1 starts off with Battery, Master of Puppets, the title track, The Thing That Should Not Be, and Welcome Home Sanitarium. Side 2, Disposable Heroes, Leper Messiah, Orion, and Damage Incorporated. This album played very well all the way through, except for a slight skip at the end of Orion, which is kind of weird because it was probably the song I listened to least. It's an instrumental. It's a heavy instrumental. And I don't know, I must have dropped a needle on it when I was 18 and stupid, and gave it a little bit of a scratch. This is an original, and this is kind of a sought-after album in its original state. The back shows some shots of the band as they were in 1986, and the bottom picture is that concert I saw them on the Day of the Green in Oakland in 1985. Huge crowd. A lot of acts performed that day. Metallica was just one of them, on their way up. I don't know who headlined that day, but I don't think it was Metallica. Let's take a look at the inner sleeve. Shot of the band relaxing at home with some ice cold beverages and some individual shots, and all their thanks for help on the tours and the albums. And on the flip side, you have some small shots of the group and the lyrics, full lyric sheet. You could tell they had a little more money than when they made Ride the Lightning. The packaging is a little more, shows signs of a little bit of success. They were starting to make a little money at this stage. Let's take a look at the vinyl. Metallica was on Elektra early on. It's the classic Elektra label with the classic Metallica label. This is a classic hard rock slash heavy metal slash thrash album. The groups came on the horizon that were faster and harder and more edgy, but Metallica was pretty hungry and were pretty good around this time. Me and my friends were big fans. All right, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. What will Paisano dig up next week? Tune in. Find out. Good night, YouTube. Thank you.